Hey everyone, how's it going? So I'm back beyond the video here. I had a question come up that I thought would be a good topic to talk about. Apologize for the wind if you did hear that. Someone was asking me, I like to eat vegetables. I enjoy doing them, which is awesome, great. Highly encourage everyone to find any number of vegetables that they enjoy eating and consume them relatively frequently. But they despise the act of prepping the vegetables. What should they do? I'm assuming that their distaste for prepping vegetables is meaning they're eating far less vegetables than they probably would like to be. And I understand that, right? It's cutting up food and prepping food is not for everyone. People find it not to be the most enjoyable activity. It's time consuming. Well, you don't enjoy something and you're short on time, you're not going to do it. It's the same story with workouts, right? I always say the best workout you can do is the first requirement is you actually enjoy it. Because if you don't enjoy it, then you're not going to do it. And the same is true for any health related activity. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, if you really despise it, then you're not going to do it. So this is the case we're in here with this person, and I assume other people as well with their vegetable. They enjoy vegetables. They would like to eat them, but the work required to eat them is keeping them back. So what do? There's a number of different solutions to this problem, and your solutions probably depend on, like many things in this world, your disposable income. Because if you're not going to prep the vegetables, then that means someone else does have to, right? And for some people, you might be able to find a spouse or someone else in the house that will do the prep. So for example, my wife falls into this boat. She will prep vegetables, but most of the time it's me that does it. She doesn't really like doing it, and which is fine. Like I said, I completely understand. It's not the most fun thing to do. It doesn't bring a lot of joy. I actually don't mind it personally. Something about getting out the cutting board and the knife and putting on a podcast and cutting away is somewhat relaxing to me. But again, it's not for everyone. So, but if you don't enjoy it, maybe someone else in the house would, whether it's a spouse or maybe you can get your kids to do it. Sometimes my kids join in. They'll help me out. Maybe you make it a chore for your kids and it's something that they have to do to get an allowance or whatever. So one option might be finding someone else in the house that is willing to do it. And maybe if it's a spouse, right, like they prep the vegetables, but you do something for the family that they don't particularly like to do. Maybe it's some kind of cleaning or taking out the trash or whatever, managing something else in the house that they don't like to do. And so trade off responsibilities based on what you find you enjoy or tolerable versus what you don't. So that's one option. Outside of that, then we're going to talk about someone else actually prepping the vegetables. And the cheapest approach to that is actually going to be frozen vegetables. I think frozen vegetables are highly underrated and underutilized by a lot of people. I personally use them, especially we like to do frozen cauliflower and broccoli. They're super easy vegetables to make once they're frozen, and all frozen vegetables have the same nutrition value as fresh vegetables, if not even better, because they're flash frozen, usually at the ideal time, ripeness, and they're not worried about they're not several weeks old by the time they get to your fridge. So that's one advantage. They're generally pretty cheap. A bag of cut up broccoli or cauliflower, anywhere from, it's usually in a couple dollar range, right? You can buy them in bulk at Sam's Clubs and Costco. Again, you buy something frozen in bulk. It's great because you can divide it up into smaller portions and use it as you want. You don't have to worry about going bad. Oh, the other thing that we buy frozen is rice cauliflower. You do a lot of rice cauliflower, and that also works very well frozen. And rice and cauliflower is a giant pain in the butt. That's something I do not enjoy prepping, but happily will buy frozen. But virtually any vegetable you can find, a frozen variety of it, and it's already cut up and ready to go, and you just got to throw it. You just got to cook it, right? Whether you're roasting it or steaming it or baking it or putting it in another dish or whatever, it's fairly easy. Canned vegetables, similar thing, right? If you find something canned, as long as it's not in with a bunch of sauce and other added calories, and it's just water in the vegetable itself, like corn, for example, you want just corn kernels with water, not corn, creamed corn, which I don't really see too many people eating these days, but I know it was a staple in my house growing up as a kid. Anyways, canned vegetables are also very cheap, obviously already prepped. So that's option is probably the best second option for solving this problem. The other option then you move on to is probably going to be more expensive, and that's like having the vegetables fresh but already cut up for you. So lots of times you'll go in the grocery store, you'll find bags of broccoli or bags of Brussels sprouts or bags of sweet potatoes, whatever, already cut up, prepared, but they're fresh, they're not frozen. And again, most people think, oh, these are going to be fresh in the frozen kind. That's not true at all. In fact, I find if I buy these pre-cut up fresh vegetables, they tend to go bad or rot or whatever before obviously before the frozen ones, and quicker than this. I had cut them up myself. You buy them, you have to use them fairly quickly. In my opinion, sometimes there's limited selections, it might not be vegetables that you really enjoyed that are pre-cut up fresh like this. And they're definitely more expensive. Even like you'll find this a lot with fruit. I can buy pre-cut up watermelon. Right? And for the price of a container of pre-cut up watermelon, you could have bought 2 whole watermelons yourself, right? And gotten much more out of it for the same price. So it tends to be expensive. It tends not to last very long. But again, you want fresh and you don't want to do the work, you can do that. You can also look into meal delivery services. Again, this is also going to be quite expensive. And that's another option to find vegetables. Usually I haven't seen many meal delivery services just give you fresh vegetables pre-cut up, pre-prepped for you. They usually come as part of a meal, etc. But again, this eliminates all of the food prep involved, but also very expensive. If you have the disposable income, it's something to look into. I don't have any recommendations there because I haven't really done this myself. I haven't looked into ingredients and pricing and whatnot, just because I basically do all my own meal prep and kind of need for this. But I know there are some good ones out there people enjoy, so you might want to take a look at that as well. But those are the options that I would suggest for if you find this to be you, if you're someone who enjoys vegetables but doesn't want to do all the work to prep them. First, I would say, see if there's someone else in the house that might be able to do it. Second, I would look into frozen or canned vegetables. And third, you can buy fresh vegetables already prepped at the store. And then fifth, meal delivery services. So check those options out. I hope you find that useful. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. As always, if you want to keep up with the content that I put out on a weekly basis, please sign up for my newsletter. That's the best way to keep up with everything. So you can go to rjbhealth.coach, click on the newsletter tab at the top, enter your email address, and be registered for my newsletter. If you need help navigating topics like this and finding an approach to health and fitness that works for you, I have a couple of one-on-one coaching spots open. So if you are interested in that, you can reach out to me directly, or again, go to jbhealth.coach, click on the schedule discovery call button on the homepage. You see there, fill out that form, and I'll get back to you to chat a little bit more about that. I hope everyone has a great week, and I'll talk to you all soon.